Hi, thank you for joining us for a mock session for CBT in regards to schemas. And I have Damon with me today, and this is for a class. It is not a real session. It is a practice session. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. How you been since last time we were together?
Doing okay. Holding it together.
In what way?
Just take it day at a time, I guess.
Not necessarily a bad thing, is it?
No.
So, when we talked on the phone in regards to you making today's appointment, you told me about your daughter.
Yes.
What's going on?
Miranda has had a history of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, promiscuity, and she finally agreed to go to rehab, so we got her into, well, we're going to get her into one tomorrow.
Okay. How's that make you feel?
I'm glad she's wanting help. Having been there myself, I know that she's in for a ride. I hope she has better experiences than I did.
Want to talk about the experiences, or is there something that's pushing you towards that thought?
One facility just wanted to drug you, get you out of there. The other facility, they did spend time with me, but it was only a couple weeks, so I didn't have time to per se get coping methods, things to help me keep my sobriety.
Okay, so knowing that you've had issues with drugs, how are you feeling about your daughter?
I feel like that's probably a trait that passed on to her, for me, because my ex-wife doesn't have the trait. She never was abusive with drugs. And I just feel like Miranda being around that with me possibly triggered her spiraling out of control.
Okay, how old was she?
When she started using, I'm assuming 16.
Okay, and how old was she during the time that you were involved?
From about 6 years old to about 17.
Okay, did she see you do drugs, or did she just see you in the effects of it?
The effects of drugs.
And what was that like?
Horrible mood swings, horrible violent outlashes, verbally,
Okay.
throwing things, and then to the point where all I wanted to do was sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing. Didn't spend time with her, and so it was just an emotional roller coaster for both of us.
And are you feeling any guilt about that with what's happening with her now?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like there was things I could have changed then. I know I can't change them now, but it's hard for me to accept the fact that it's not my fault.
How could it be your fault?
Just exposing her, I guess. I know she didn't see me do it, but she knew I did it because her mother made it known to her that I was doing it.
Okay.
And granted, it was prescription pills, and it's not the stuff that she's done, but it's still an addiction.
Right. Okay, I understand that, but I want to dig a little deeper in the thought of guilt and possibly a little bit of feeling ashamed. Because like you said, yours was a prescription thing after surgery, and you got addicted, and that caused some issues. You did try to get rehab, and you're clean now, correct?
Yes.
How long have you been clean?
3 years, 4 years.
So how many stays in rehab before that happened?
2.
2. Why would you think that you're the reason that she's in the spot she is now? Is it something you could have controlled?
Growing up, our religion background at the time was what they call, I guess, hereditary evil spirits. And basically, you know, that by me not breaking that cycle, it goes on to it's a generation curse is what they call it. So now it's passed on to her because I didn't stop that cycle. My dad had issues with opioid abuse. So, you know, I should have. So now it's up to Miranda to stop that cycle.
So are you, if I hear you correctly, what you're thinking is it's not necessarily a genetic thing, but more of, like you said, a curse, where it just goes from the next person to the next person
Right.
until someone stands up to break it.
Right.
So religiously, is there a way for you to break it?
I, yes, Miranda's taking the right steps, doing it before her kids see it or before her spouse sees it because she is single. So she has the opportunity to stop that. But in my opinion, by my kids seeing it, my ex-wife seeing it, that passed that on to them because I didn't stand up when I was supposed to stop it.
Okay. But with that thought process, in my mind, that would be like if you got into a car accident and they saw you get into a car accident, you're passing down that possibility. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have to deactivate part of what you're thinking and activate the other part that makes a more positive transition.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so mentally, when we have a thought process and we are reacting to that process, in your case, her going into rehab has triggered when you went to rehab. For you, it's in the past. For her, it's occurring right here, right now.
Right.
Okay, so you have to put a positive spin on your reactions from your past so that you don't cloud her going in now.
Right.
Is she going into the same facility that you went into?
No, she's not. I think this facility is a better facility.
Okay. Do you think she will experience the same things?
I know the withdrawals. She will. As far as being over medicated or pushed to the side or not getting the help that she needs, I hope that she doesn't encounter that issue.
Okay, so how could I help you when you're taking her tomorrow to check in? What do you think that's going to look like for you?
With the ex-wife being there, there'll be a lot of blame game from her because she still holds me accountable. So that will be it's not going to be hard as far as the flashbacks and stuff, but it's going to be hard for me to maintain my composure because I've moved on.
Okay.
And she wants to just keep, and to me, when you keep reiterating that, especially in front of Miranda, that makes her bring that up and all those memories. And I'm trying to get past that with my kids. I'm trying to create a more healthier relationship.
So what is the fear about being there tomorrow with your daughter and supporting her and your ex?
That this all gets thrown in my face and that this is my fault.
Okay. Let's explore that. Even if that is what happens, what is your real feelings about that part?
I own it. I know I did it.
Okay.
I wish I wouldn't have, but I have made the attempt to make better relationships with her and my other two.
Okay. But push a little deeper. Are you the reason Miranda's using?
I don't know. I would like to think no, but I don't know.
Has she expressed any anger with you that has not been discussed?
Not yet. I think there is some there.
Okay.
I think because she has mentioned but to me before that she remembers a lot of things that happened and it upset her, but I don't think she went further into it like she needed to. So it gave me an opportunity to clear the air with her.
Okay. How would you clear the air?
Just explain to her. She understands now. She sees the mood swings and the effects of the drugs. So I guess in a respect there that could be a healing process for both of us because she can empathize with me in a sense, but it's just.
So without knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, okay, and hopefully you'll call me after and we'll be able to talk about it if you need to, but call me and let me know that it went okay or it didn't.
Right.
And we can always make it for the next session. But let's just say that you get to just be supportive for your daughter. I don't know who supported you with everything that you went through. I know what you went through. But how will that look for you and how will that be for you mentally?
Well, I'm glad that I'm able to be there for her now, and I'm glad that I'm able to know what she's going through. Mentally, it's exhausting because I know the battle that's ahead of her.
Okay. What's the battle for you?
Just that she stays clean. That she takes this opportunity and actually utilizes it instead of just doing it to do what we all think that that's what she needs to do.
Okay. As a human being, as her father, as a Christian, as a husband, all of these roles that you play, how much of this is actually within your control?
None of it.
So why do
Other
you,
than just being there to support her.
okay. So why do you have to carry beyond that?
That's just, I don't know. That's the way I was always taught the man carries the burden. So I guess that's just a family thing. I don't know what the
Okay.
word I'm looking for, but
But can you go through rehab for her?
no,
Can you keep her clean?
no,
Did you make her do the drugs?
no.
So right now, knowing that, owning that responsibility right there, that's literally all the responsibility you have to own right now. So what could you do tomorrow to promote just that and not feel the burden of, I did this to you?
I think just by being there, making that trip, and showing her that I'm available is enough.
How far away will she be?
5.5 hours.
Okay. Have you talked to her?
Talked to her briefly today, yes.
What do you think her mentality is about doing this tomorrow?
I think she's at a point where she's tired of living the way she does. Do I think she's hit her lowest? No. And that's my reservations with this whole thing.
Okay.
But then again, I may be wrong. I don't know.
But again, I want you to think more along the lines of what part of this is my control. To be honest, you helped create her, you helped her come into the world, and you've helped her get to the age that she's at now. And I'm not trying to play lightly on what happened between those times, but how much of this is actually your responsibility to control?
None. It's all her doings.
So tomorrow when you go, I would hope that you keep that thought in mind, and it might help your triggers stay at bay. Worst case scenario, you'll get very upset. You may get depressed. You may experience flashbacks, but you can call for help too. Don't carry somebody else's responsibility is what I'm trying to give you the idea of.
Yeah.
Go with your pockets full of your own stuff. How's that?
Okay.
You have any questions?
No.
Okay. I would like to hear from you tomorrow. Let me know that, even if you just tell the office or whatever that you're fine. I would just like to know for sure that everything went okay.
Okay.
That you make it home, especially since you're traveling that far. If you need to see me in the next couple of days, let me know.
Okay.
And we can do a catch-up session and go deeper into the feelings. But I think you're strong enough to keep it to where it's your own baggage and not pick up hers.
Yeah.
Because at this point, she's an adult and she has chosen to go into rehab, which is a great thing. So now support her. If she calls you to go into counseling, go. If she, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have to go through that process with her, go. And if you need me to help you go through that process, I will do that.
Okay.
But the biggest thing is remember what your responsibility is. You didn't do this to her.
Right.
She may have seen it. She may have experienced it. She may have memories of it. She may have flashbacks of it. But this is not something that has been carried over into her life.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay.